Area Code, brought to you by Mabati Rolling Mills.
Get CoverMax. It's more than just a roof. It's color that lasts with advanced color technology. Ukiweka, umeweka. CoverMax, a quality product from MRM.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this special recap episode of Area Code. Now, over the last 13 weeks, a dedicated Area Code crew has been traversing this beautiful country to help us learn more about the history of the places that we call home. Now, in this episode, we want to take a look back at some of that history, and especially in regards to some of the bits that you guys never got to see because of the editor's cut.
Nanyuki district, including Nyandarua, were under the district commissioner stationed where? Here. And it is stretched up to Naivasha.
Zamani watu wakitoka Nyeri wazee walikuwa wakiletagwa Nanyuki, ikifika Juni na Julai, kutoka Nyeri wazee wanaletwa huku, wanakombolewa manyumba, wanakaa. Alafu nini kisha, baridi kisha, wanasafirishwa, wanarudishwa kwa mwezi mbili. Because Nyeri is very cold.
Sagana State Lodge, it was wholly a royal entity. The queen, who is now growing very old, was given by her father in 1947 after her marriage to the former Duke of Edinburgh. She was told by her father, the late King George, that my daughter, all what I can give you in your wedding, ni kare kanyumba nimejenga huko Kenya, kanaitwa Sagana.
A European could own 10,000 acres, 5,000 acres. We were surrounded. We never saw anybody. And the workers are very few who were being kept in their farms. And they used to come here twice a week for the market to buy their own whatever they wanted. And they were being taken to an old market, released, escorted, buy what they are buying, come and load off their goods, and then back to the farm.
I was born in 1946. The owner of the farm, who was known as Mr. Hutchison, thought of education to Africans. So he asked the squatters to build a small school with the grass. So that's where we started. And the starting of schools during those days was a bit difficult because there were no books. We were given slates. It was a small blackboard, whereby somebody had to write with a pencil, but the thing that write was white. So when Mwalimu is writing there, you are also writing your own blackboard. It was known as slate. That was class 1, class 2. Class 3, get an exercise book. I'm also happy that the system which has been introduced in Kenya today, education, it is the same as the one that we started with ourselves.
Before the Europeans, this place was also owned by the Maasais. That's why Nanyuki is known as a red river or red water. Because when it used to rain, because it used to rain heavily here, when the mountains, it was not badly off by then, because there were no farmers. Mzungu, we never spoiled Tony na kukata miti hakuna. So the water was very clean. We could see fish in the water. As you stand, you see fish. If you want to catch it, it's very slippery, you can't get it. But you could see in this Nanyuki River. And we used to go, if you wanted to go fishing, you applied for a license, you would pay 1 shilling for the license for 1 year.
Now, Mayan means God's blessings in Maasai. And in relation to the environment or the area where the development has been put up, we are in an area that is predominantly Maasai. And there is nothing as good as also developing a concept that also broadens up and reaches out to the Maasai culture. So Mayan means God's blessings, and if it was a girl, she could be Lemayan. So now this is Mayan, Mayan the Moran.
Jimmy.
Yep.
How are you, sir?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah?
I'm good. Yeah. So when Sudan died, I think it was a very, very, very big blow, because the northern white rhinos made a very good name for Ol Pejeta, a big name, I would say. And a lot of people were coming in knowing that Ol Pejeta is home to the nearly extinct northern white rhinos. So when Sudan died, that was a very big blow, also in terms of conservation, looking at seeing that he was the last male of that particular subspecies of southern white rhino.
The growth of Nanyuki provides more markets, it provides opportunity. What I would say is the uncontrolled growth of anywhere can also present massive problems. So we're working very closely, hopefully through the Laikipia Conservancies Association with county government, to discuss matters pertaining to spatial planning and et cetera, because if this is planned properly, everybody will benefit.
We can only tell you about legend. It's not legend says. I mean, that the map got lost. That when the engineers got here, the nightlife was quite something, and that in their doing their rounds, they lost the maps, and when they got up the following day, they couldn't find them. But that is legend. The truth is, part of the truth, of course, is that in the old days, the railways, the Kenya Railways itself, and her predecessor, East African Railways, and Habas, had a road service between here and Meru town. So there is a railway depot in Meru town, but the train itself did not get to Meru town. It would get to Nanyuki. Goods destined for Meru town would be put on trucks by the railway itself, and then take those goods to their depot in Nanyuki. And by the way, they proposed to start doing the same.
The name Thika, the Kikuyu say it is Thika, which means bury, because some time back there was what we would call an inter-clan war here between the Kambas and the Kikuyus, and those who died were actually purported to be buried around here. So, because Thika is burying, so they said they were buried here, so it was called Thika. But how true that is, we don't know, because when we try to reach out, Thika River, we usually believe Thika town gets its name from Thika River. And Thika River comes all the way from Amadeus. And if you know very well, at the Blue Post, that is where the Thika River and Chania River meet. And after that Blue Post, the whole of that river up to Tana River, it is Thika River. So it is named after that river.
Who knew Nanyuki was named after the Maasai word to mean red river? That Thika was named after the Kikuyu word which means to bury. There's so much interesting history in our neighborhoods. And when we come back after the break, we'll be exploring more about that rich history in some of the areas that we visited this past couple of weeks.